That was
Hello and
quick.
welcome, everybody.
Yo,
Matt and Bob from Cardboard Conversations doing a duo podcast. Pat's going to be out today for some vacationing, some holiday family cheer.
we are patless.
Yeah, no pants or no Pats.
Whoa, easy.
The no pants. That's going to be the only fans.
Well, I don't know.
There's
I
no.
usually am. I usually am no pants, but funny enough, today I actually have pants on. But
Nice.
I hope everybody was wearing pants for their Thanksgiving festivities. For those of you in the audience that participated, I hope you had a good one. Hopefully, all travels were safe and everybody had enough food to eat and it was good. We usually have something messed up with ours, but this year we actually got everything right. You know, there wasn't anything that sucked at the dinner table this year.
Nice. Yeah, we tried something new with our turkey. We just did a breast instead of doing the whole turkey
So
like you do a lot of the times, and we did a salt brine. You do like the day before. You just basically just soak it in salt and water, and then we take it out, rinse it, and then we tried it in the Instapot. It's basically a pressure cooker on crack, and it's pretty good. It cooked a 9 pound turkey in about an hour, which is pretty damn quick. And you would normally think like you would like dry it out or something, but no, it was super juicy. So
well, never heard of
I,
an Instapot, but it took a I don't know how long I cooked mine, 4 or 5 hours, and it was just a 3 pound turkey breast. We only do the turkey breast, dude. And you know what? I'm the person that made that decision because I'm always the one that has to carve the effing thing. So I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, no, it's so much easier with a turkey breast. Just slice that shit like a loaf of bread.
yeah. And
Yeah.
like a lot of times the dark meat goes to waste anyways. Not many people like it. I don't mind it, but there's a lot of people that just don't even eat it. So
My
it's
dad,
probably
my,
just easier that way.
my dad and brother used to fight over it. They love the dark meat. I don't mind the dark meat, but I got a breast with dark meat in it this year, and I gotta admit I didn't really care for it. I'm just gonna go with just the white meat, all
Yeah,
white
we just
meat
had the white
turkey
meat
breast
one.
next year.
Yeah.
But it turned out good, and everything went well. Everything went off without a hitch. Uh, we were just talking behind the scenes, so it sounded like pretty much the same on your side there, Matt. That
Yeah, we had.
things went well.
I made my bomb ass mac and cheese. It's really really good mac and cheese recipe I found called from a chef called the Chunky Chef. I think is what it's called. Um, it's basically just a 5 cheese mac and cheese. Nothing really special. You make a roux and you mix the cheese in there, and then you got noodles. It's not hard to make at all. You just mix 5 cheeses together and you bake it. So, but I mean, it comes out great and the family loves it. So it's not
Nice.
bad.
Sounds
Um,
good. Sounds delicious, actually.
we had some green bean casserole with like the French onions on top. We had some we call Christmas potatoes. Although the Christmas potatoes this year were a bit. My stepmom likes to experiment, so she added like extra butter this time or something like that, and it made it very soupy. That was the only thing that was kind of
Mm.
like a. It was different. It wasn't the same kind of potatoes. It's like a recipe that my grandma had. I don't know where she got it from, but it's basically just like the cubed potatoes, but then like cheeses and like cottage cheese and like butter and some other stuff, and it's supposed to be like this like kind of like a stringy like hash potato stump. But it this year it was different. That was the only thing.
It
Yeah,
was soupy.
the turkey came out great. My sister made this. She made cornbread, but um, apparently there's like a way to make cornbread with you use some cornbread mix, but then you also use some white cake mix, and it makes it less dry because cornbread's typically fairly dry. So this makes it more like cloudy, but still tastes like cornbread, but not dry. So it's like a moist cornbread. It's interesting. That came
Hmm.
out pretty good.
If
Then we
if
had
you don't like, I mean, I love cornbread and I'll smother that shit in butter.
yeah,
Um,
that's what I normally do.
but the nice thing about that kind of cornbread is my dad taught me that whatever's left over, you take it and pan fry it in butter the next day for breakfast. Dude, that's so good.
Sounds good.
Um, but no, another way to keep cornbread from being very dry is some people will put actual corn in it, like corn kernels
Yeah.
in it, and it keeps it a little moister. It sounds like you had a good one, and I hope those of you in the audience had a good one as well. I mean, it's somewhat a limited news week this week for Magic, and I guess sort of one of the letdowns a little bit was it seems there's kind of a conspicuous absence of of really good Black Friday deals from what I'm hearing across the board, that there wasn't anything spectacular out there.
Yeah, I saw Karlov Manor and
What's
some
up,
of
Dewberry?
starter decks that were on sale for like not really great price on Amazon. I didn't like search around on all the other websites for Magic. I just kind of did like a global search.
Well, they had the
And then,
10% thing at TCG Player,
yeah,
and if you used it, please make sure you use our affiliate link. We do have one. I don't know if you have that on the bot that you can share with folks.
yeah, you can do
I'm so bad at
exclamation
that.
affiliate,
Oh,
and it'll pull it
like and
up.
subscribe, folks. Like and subscribe. At least hit the like button.
That's not
But
bad.
as I
6 minutes
understand it,
in.
wasn't a particularly smashing good time for buying Magic cards, other than the 10% at TCG Player seemed to be the biggest event I am aware of for Black Friday.
I also heard TCG Player went down, like it had issues.
Must
There were some technical difficulties that they were going through. I don't know exactly what that all
be the
entailed,
same
but
team that operates the WotC Secret Lair sales.
oh, that's another thing that that I should have put on the list. So there's a bunch of rumors coming around, and none of these are like confirmed at all. But one of the rumors is that WotC might be going direct. Apparently, similar to like I guess the way Pokemon did their thing. I guess they sell direct on their like they have their own website specifically. Kind of like they're like removing Amazon. This is all speculation and rumor. But potentially WotC might be they might start selling boxes on like Scale Fast or like straight up direct, and
Well,
that's why they brought back the MSRP.
that runs into so many problems with logistics and damage and all that kind of shit that they just shove off on their. That's the advantage of producing something and selling it through the distribution chain that they have, is that they remove themselves by and large from
Yo,
the
Twiddler, Dual
risks
Brain, what's up?
associated with that, the resales.
Yeah, Dual Brain, it's on my list today. The last time I looked, the special edition was at 1,850. Right now, we're looking at 1730 ish.
I mean, that's something I'll address a little later. Not just that, but the general success that we're seeing. Like Pokemon is just apparently losing its mind.
Yeah, there's just a full-on bull market right now in all TCGs. It seems like all of them are doing well.
There's so many problems with that, and I'll even reference Warren Buffett. So stick around for that if you want some boring financial takes from Bob on the whole market at the moment.
Yeah, we've also got another rumor on the rumor mill that coming with Aether Drift, play boxes will be going down to 30 packs.
That's not so much a rumor. That was an announcement.
When was this? I don't remember seeing this at all.
Yeah, that was. I'd have to dig that up. I didn't see it on their website, but it was released. And I don't know about. I don't think it was with Aether Drift, but I think they said after Aether Drift, it's going down to 30. I'd have to dig that up.
Some of these people that write these articles, man. Let me see if I can share my screen and move this over there.
What's up, Twiddler? What's up, Dual Brain? Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. You missed our whole 6 minutes of warm up about what we ate for Thanksgiving.
On your marks, get set, shrink. Beginning with the Aether Drift, the next expansion set on the conveyor belt. Play boosters, also known as play booster boxes, will contain 6 fewer packs. So this is not a rumor mill anymore. I guess this is just straight up legitimate. And of course, the prices aren't going to change. They're going to stay the same, but they're going to make less.
Yeah. So, hey, look, we're going to cut it by 6 packs and charge it the same. Love you too, Sherry Vegas. Yeah, I heard about that too, but I didn't see anything solid on that Dual Brain about the $300 collector boxes. I heard that. I think maybe from Rudy. But I mean, this is again back to the whole thing. I didn't like play boxes, and now essentially what you've got is your draft boxes at $150.
They're trying to say that this is from store feedback. They said one of the most consistent pieces of feedback from stores was that they preferred 30 count displays to 36. We heard this pretty much immediately with the release of MKM, and this was the soonest we could implement the change. For clarity, the returning MSRP is for individual play boosters rather than a whole box. 30 play boosters will have a lower MSRP
And let
than
me ask you
36,
this: why would a store care?
but the individual pack MSRP isn't changing. Well, so from what I heard, the article that I read, besides whoever
Yeah, I
this
agree with you,
Commander
Dual
Herald
Brain. It sounds like horse shit to me.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I don't. I think the boxes are slightly smaller, but I can't imagine that matters too much.
Okay,
From what I
but they're
understand, it
paying.
lowers price support as well.
Forget about the size of the boxes. It's more about, like what Dual Brain says. Why would they want to cut down to 30? What costs them the same price to buy that they could sell 36 of it?
Well,
Like
no,
any margin
cheaper.
of profit. The more you sell, the more you make. Right? It's not like they're going to increase
No, it's going
their
to be
profit
cheaper.
margin per pack.
30 play boosters will have a lower MSRP than 36, so it will be cheaper. But they're just saying the pack, for some reason, the pack price isn't changing, but the box price is, which doesn't make any fucking sense. But I guess there's going to be more details December 10th from whoever this Commander's Herald. Some of the it's an article that I see quite often pop up, so they must be. But anyways, so as a reaction to the surprising news, some players may be upset. The bright side is all this: the MSRP for the sealed booster products is based on the pack itself, not the display. A box of 30 will cost less than the current 36. You aren't spending more for less. Well, that is a benefit. We'll see. I don't know how true this is.
Do what? What is a benefit?
That it will be cheaper.
But
they're claiming it will be cheaper. We'll see. I have no idea.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to cost you more per card in the end. Period. End of story. That's
right
what this
now,
is.
all the play boosters have been floating around 130 a box, we'll say. So
not in the stores.
I don't even know what they're at in stores. I haven't been to one. But at 130 divided by 36, that's $3.61 per pack. So if you, I don't even know what they would eat. It would be 3.61 times 30. So maybe 108 is the new expected price with Aether Drift if that maintains fluidity.
Nope. And those aren't MSRPs that you're dividing by.
Well, no, this is what the current going rate is. I don't know. I don't know what the
going rate on TCG Player. I'm telling you right now. Hey, what's up, Time Capsule? Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. Hey, Prime.
We got Prime
I'm going to tell you right now. It's purely going to milk more money out of people's pockets. It's that simple. That's what this move is going to do. You're going to end up paying more.
Okay, so I do have the play boosters MSRP was $5.25. So if that were the case, 5.25 times 30, looking at $157. If that, but that hasn't even been true for foundations yet. So I don't know how true.
But the box prices aren't going to change, right? So they're going to charge the stores the same amount for the boxes and expect them to sell them at the same MSRP. So the stores, why on God's green earth would they want you to cut 6 packs out of it?
No, they said that is changing. MSRP is changing. It is.
No, they said that the MSRP of the packs isn't changing.
But the booster box is, which makes no sense.
I don't think we're going to see these down at 100 and so just divide that, right? And subtract the amount for 525.
Or maybe they meant the opposite.
So, I'm just going to tell you right now, the LGSs are going to take it in the shorts. The consumers are going to take it in the shorts, and WotC's just going to try to get more money out of changing and confusing the picture by cutting it down to 30.
Oh, the way it's worded is 30 play boosters will have a lower MSRP than 36, but the individual pack MSRP isn't changing. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I understand that, like, when you buy a box, it's going to be cheaper almost every situation, but, like, that the math doesn't math if you do it that way. You have to update the entire both MSRPs. They're tied together, in my opinion. But again, I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Well, one of two things are going to happen. Like, one of three things are going to happen. They'll either keep it in line with what the MSRP to pack ratio is, which I don't think so. They'll lower it, which there's no way in hell they're going to decrease the prices, or they're going to increase the box price to pack ratio. So let's say that it was Would you say 157 is what the box price should be at 36 packs at five? Would you say 25 a pack
30 would be $5.25 a pack.
for 157?
Yeah.
Okay, so at 36 it's what?
We're looking at 189.
Right? And in LGS, the box
Although
price
I guess
typically
Aether Drift is going to be 549, so it's slightly more. 549 times 30. So if it's just by 30, it's 164. But I highly no pack is going to be no draft or play booster is going to be $5 plus. They'll all stay around $4. Nah, time capsule. Pat's on vacation right now with the family, so he's out of town.
Yeah, he's doing a family Thanksgiving trip thing. So we're going to do our best to hold down the fort for you folks and try to keep you entertained. But I don't see Elon Musk buying.
I think he would
Hasbro.
buy Blizzard first. He apparently is the #1 Diablo 4 player on the ladder or some shit.
But why would you even buy it at that? That's his entertainment.
Why would you buy Twitter? Because he's fucking rich and he's bored.
Oh, that was a power play. That was for politics. He bought Twitter straight for politics. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I don't see Elon Musk buying it. Though he did. Speaking of Elon Musk and Hasbro Association, apparently Hasbro or WotC, I'm not sure which, bashed one of the OG D&D folks out there, Rob somebody or other.
Ferguson, yeah.
And was basically saying he was insensitive as one of the original supporters of D&D being misogynistic and the old patriarchy, and it was insensitive to different cultures and peoples and slaves and all kinds of different things. And this guy was like, "It's fantasy, folks." Like, and not only that, when they were writing the modules with Gary Gygax and all the original crew, the slavers were the bad guys, so you were fighting against them. But at any rate, it was kind of nonsense in the wokeism world that we live in, and Elon, I think, tweeted out basically, "How dare you, WotC, bash Gary Gygax, and you can burn in hell." I was like, that's a pretty good tweet. So there are some parts about Elon Musk that I support this. He's kind of a tool, in my opinion, otherwise. But I thought that was an apropos comment based on the just absolutely mind-blowing, far left-leaning wokeism. Like, I'm not left or right, folks. I'm a very devout centrist, and it's funny. I get yelled at by everybody on the right, on the left, doesn't matter. But it's easy to see when the media has just full tilt gone on the left side and tries to silence any kind of debate, cancel culture garbage. And I enjoy watching people push back on it that are on the far right. Centrists generally don't push in either direction. And I don't. I let everybody just fight it out and comment in the middle. Call me a wuss.
I honestly couldn't even tell you where I land on the spectrum. I've never cared.
At any rate, that's where this whole debate stems from, is that whole left versus right kind of thing. But in this case, yeah, I agree. It's a 50-year-old game that was based in high fantasy, and you have things like slavery, and you have she-devils, and you have all this high fantasy type stuff. That doesn't mean you have a bunch of neo-Nazi skinheads running around out there wanting to put people in chains and slavery playing the game. That's not that's so far off base that it's like there's no common sense left in the common public. And certainly at WotC, if they're taking a stand against it, it's like Disney. And so when they do suffer for it, looking at you, Rachel Ziegler, I hope that Snow White movie just burns in hell. But you start mucking with established 50-year-old fantasy. Don't point to it then. Don't use it. Don't do it. Sell it off. If you don't like what it was, get rid of it. I'll guarantee you there'll be a company out there who would pick up D&D in a heartbeat and keep it like the OG. And not worry about so much of the cultural sensitivities and that whole scale that they have to rate on the left side in order to do you know that's where that comes from, by the way, Matt? Why companies pander so much to the left? Because they get a score from this outside agency that I can't remember what the hell the name of it is, that in order to get loans, you have to have a higher score on this left-leaning chart. Otherwise, you can't get the cash to run your business. It's such hot garbage, dude. But that's why companies care. They don't really care. They just care to keep in operations. And in order to keep an operation, they have to pander to the. It's not just DEI. I can't remember what the name of the organization is that ranks companies based on their wokest ideals. But DEI is included in all of that, and it has financial implication for the companies. But I'll guarantee you, a company like D&D, it's so esoteric. It is so niche that it could survive with the audience that it has without having to worry about appealing and pandering to these mega corporate banking institutions that rate you on your scale of wokeism. It's not BlackRock. That's an investment company. I'll if you want, I'll dig into it, and we'll do it on a members only. I'll dig into it and get the information for you guys so you can see a little bit more of. Well, okay, Isabella Pot. Hello there.
Either one, you're subscribed, which would make sense why you'd return because you'd see us in your feed, or two, you must love watching Magic the Gathering podcasts.
The theme is corporate greed and wokeism, and Elon Musk raging out against WotC for bashing one of the OG. That happens. That happens. Don't worry about it. No need for apology there, Scorpio.
Yeah.
But I applaud Elon Musk in the last. I don't know when it happened, like in the last week or two. But the hot topic was you actually stole my thunder with the increasing of the box. The decreasing of the packs that you get. I don't know how that's good for anybody. 30 packs is just weird. You divide it up by 6, that's 5. Like, you're not drafting with 5 people. It's the weird hot dog and bun math.
It still covers an 8-man draft if you're doing sealed or draft. But the problem is the price support, because you get 3 packs each, 8, 16, 24. You get 6 packs for price support, but it's less price support. It's weird.
I think it's bad. I don't think it's a good move. And
it's
purely,
good
I'll guarantee
cheaper,
you, just to get them more money in their pocket. That's all right. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody in the audience being here. And if you haven't done so, and you like listening and watching and doing stuff with us, please hit that like button. And if you like it enough to return like Isabel Pot, hit the subscribe button. And if you want more exclusive content, you could even consider for $1 a month becoming a member, because we have an after show every week. I guess you say every weekend. After the show for at least 30 minutes, where it's a bit more intimate, I guess you could say, that we're much more direct and we're horizontal instead of vertical. But
true,
you get more exclusive content and a little more unfiltered on the after show. But you kind of stole my thunder there. That was sort of the big news of the week, if you will.
The only thing that I found that was interesting.
Well, I told you, I said last week, it's going to be kind of a desert. If you think it's hard this week, wait till next week and the week after. For content, it's going to be like, whew, boy.
No, next week I'll be talking all about PoE too, to be honest. It's like...
I did watch, I don't know how many of you out there are aware of the secret lair drop for the Commander deck, the 20 ways to...
Countdown to 20 kills or some shit, whatever it's called.
And I was watching somebody review it, and it's so terrible. It's like, it's just a terrible deck, man, and I wouldn't even buy it just to part it out. It's like, ugh.
The heads I win tails you lose was a good secret lair. I bought one of those, or 2 of those. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't even looked into this other one.
I know the Angel. I think the Angel one. I think there's been 3, right? There was one about angels or something, and then the heads I win, tails you lose, and then this one. And I think the Angel one is the one that's like just gone off the deep end in price.
Maybe. I'm not
And I
knowing.
think I saw it at like $400 or something. I was like, whew, that thing went up a little bit. But I don't know that this would be one you'd want to get into. And they were going through like the different win cons that are in this.
Oh, cats and dogs. That's right. Yeah, they had a secret lair cats and dogs.
Oh, maybe there's been 4 then, or heads up and tails. This will be the 4th one, maybe.
Secret.
At any rate,
commander deck.
yeah, it have to be complete commander deck. I think heads I win, tails you lose was the first one.
From cute to brute includes 42 double fate. What the hell is this?
I don't know. At any rate, it was terrible. Like the win cons are so absurd. There's like no backup synergies. It's like this will win if you get this one other card with it, and it was like more than half of the win cons were like this absurd. You have to pull both of these cards in your 100-card deck in the game and not get interrupted in any way to make it win. And it's like, ugh, that's pretty brutal. So I guess that's another sort of wah this week. It seems like Watsy's really not hitting home runs this week, and the prices on the latest hotness, the best thing that they've done in a hot minute was the Marvel Secret Lair drop, and boy, we'll get to that in just a minute. There, Elite Podcast. But that's cooled off rapidly. I think it's had the fastest rise and drop of any product I've ever seen.
What, 40K?
And what? No. The Marvel Secret Lair drop.
Oh, yeah.
That thing went like a massive spike and then dropped right down. So
yeah,
I'm glad that it's.
Last I checked was still like $28.
But it's still, I'm glad that it's obtainable. All these people that missed out because it was such a shitty launch with their, website. Like, we experienced that live, just so you guys are aware. Pat and Matt and I were all in Facebook chat the whole time that this Secret Lair drop was going on, and it was a shit show. It was terrible. And I am super glad that people are able to get their hands on it at reasonable prices. Is it the same as it would have cost you on day one from the drop? No, but it's reasonable. They're not like $400 or $500 for a Secret Lair. So
yeah,
I would say that if you
double, and that's about the only one that's like actually
okay
more than the MSRP. So that's not.
And what I'm saying is, okay, yeah, it sucks if you weren't able to get in and you had it in your cart, but I think it's still got more room to drop a little bit, but it's stabilized, and it's stabilized at a price that is obtainable if people really want a Storm card or really want Wolverine. Now, I would say it's not a bad idea to start targeting that for your holiday wish list over the next few weeks. I still think it does have room to drop. There's tons of availability in the market, and post holidays, people's credit card bills come due, folks. Like after the first of the year, I don't think that people are going to be gobbling stuff up come January 1st when their first credit card bills from the holidays start hitting. So put it on your radar. Know that they didn't get out of reach. They did immediately. That was for certain. But they're coming back down to a price that is obtainable if you're really into the Marvel universe. And I'm glad that it's semi-obtainable. It's not. There's no card that's absurd in that entire mix, or even an entire Secret Lair that's absurd. Now Warhammer 40K. I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. 100 Elite Podcast. Matt, I don't know if you actively play any.
I used to. Well, you're talking about the actual the tabletop game.
I assume that's what Elite Podcast is talking about.
I have
the short answer is no, but we have an eye on it. We're aware of it. I've tried it. To me, it's far too fiddly.
There's a Warhammer 40K thing right here.
Oh, now if you want to get into painting, Matt's got some good painted figurines. We're very much into that. And if you haven't ever checked him out, Elite Podcast, you probably already have. But there's a guy on YouTube I highly, highly, highly recommend checking out for any miniature painting, and his name is Sarastro. Let me type that name in chat here for you. If you've never seen his videos, Sarastro.
I've never heard of him.
Oh, That dude is insane. He makes the best miniatures, and he walks through step by step, makes it makes it look easy, right? Like if you watch his videos, you're like, oh, I could do that shit, and then you sit down and try to do it. Yeah, no, the dude is talented as hell. But he has helped me. I do a lot of miniature painting because I do a lot of tabletop
Yeah, I've
gaming.
got a few painted miniatures
Um,
just sitting on my shelf to
did
look at them.
I 3D printed this. This is the I don't know what you call it, penultimate character. It's the poster boy for Lorcana. I did the painting on that. It's not terrible, not great. It's more of a
I do
maxi than
some
a mini.
painting. I've painted Warhammer figurines, but they're over there. Maybe on the horizontal channel. If you come over to the members only when we're full screen, I can actually show you some better images. It's hard to see on a phone. But yeah, the thing with painting for me, I do enjoy it in doses, but the amount of time it takes to paint
Oh yeah.
some miniatures at a good level, it takes me like I painted I think it was a Chaos Brute from Chaos Space Marines, one of like it's like a big like guy with a cannon hand. That took me like 4 hours, 5 hours to paint,
Dude,
and
that's short time for me. It takes me 3 hours just to prep my minis and get them
oh,
painted and the oh, I can't remember what they call it. Watch Sarastro. I'm telling you, check out some of his videos, but not until after our show. Like, it really
yeah, I
is
enjoy it.
amazing.
It
It
takes a
helps.
long time.
It takes me usually like 8 to 12 hours to paint a mini, even like the little 25 millimeter ones. I play Zombicide. I play Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle Earth. I play Imperial Assault. Those are all these are miniature games, and I like painting them. And I've spent an
I don't know,
insane amount of hours
D&D
painting.
miniatures.
Yeah. I painted a couple D&D minis that I had made up on something Forge. I can't
Hero
remember
Forge.
Hero Forge. There we go.
Yeah, you can
I had
make your
some
own
printed up
characters.
back in the day. But yeah, I mean, I don't play Warhammer 40K. I don't know that I would. I don't know where I would put a mini, but I have a gigantic, like 3.5 foot long Imperial Star Destroyer that I'm in the process of 3D printing and building. I don't have any pictures handy, but I've only got the bottom half done, and that took like 4 months. And eventually, I'm going to drill little holes in it and run fiber optics and all that shit through it.
That'd be cool.
It's a retirement project because that's I've got hundreds of hours into that thing, and it's only half done. But yeah, I'm into mini painting. So is Matt to a degree. I don't think Pat does any of that.
I don't think so. Yeah,
But
Warhammer,
yeah,
the actual game itself, I find when I played with the people that I played it with, it was fun, but it took like 4 hours for a single game, and it felt like there was a lot of dead time between players' turns. Is kind of how I felt.
it was just too fiddly. I watched people play a couple of times, probably for 20 minutes or so at a time, and just watching the turns. I'll be honest with you, I got bored just watching.
It'd
Break out the
probably be
protractor
fun.
and the string and the ruler and then I'm like, all right, no, no.
Oh, we're also from Ohio, around the Cleveland area. So that's cool. We're supposed to be
Oh
getting
wow,
6 inches to a foot of snow over the next day or two.
I don't think
Sunday
so where
through
we are,
Tuesday.
but yeah, we're in the Northeast Ohio area, so who knows? Who knows? There, Elite might bump into you.
That's pretty
Um,
cool. I like when I've watched a couple different YouTube channels and where they go through dumpsters and find like fully unopened product that people are just throwing away for some ungodly known reason. It's like, why the hell would you throw all this shit away? It's like it's perfectly fine. There's probably so much shit that goes to waste being thrown away for no reason. Oh, you're many hours away from us in Cincinnati.
yeah, that's quite a hike for us.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, we're getting lake effect snow at this point. Well, I am at least.
it,
A
it
little,
it was just like a little bit of flakes, but it's just cold. It's got cold up
it
here.
did
It's
get cold real quick.
like 25, 26 degrees here.
I had to open the vent for so I've got a vent above me.
Wow.
I normally have it closed off to have like the AC go up to the top floor is the strongest. I had to open the vent for heat. It was like 60
Well,
degrees when I came down here yesterday.
hopefully you got some good stuff there, Elite Podcast. I mean, I think that's a lot of people's dreams in the audience to find a bunch of unopened stuff.
That'd be pretty cool.
But I don't think that's a typical experience unless you're at a landfill in Texas, where whatever's near the WotC warehouses.
Yeah, the dump incident.
Well, I don't think it's just one incident. I think it's multiple incidents.
Maybe.
But I think that's going to calm down a bit. I think the rumors are that there is far less product being created, which I think would be. I mean, they need to turn the ship around, but it's going to take a whole lot more to convince me. Probably a couple of few years to see if realistically, that things have turned around at WotC and they've decreased their print runs. Because finding a whole bunch of unopened Magic that really has no financial value, that's less exciting, but it's still cool if you found them. And if it's high value stuff, well, that's amazing, and I would love to know the story behind that.
Did you see the play booster opening from Tolarian Academy, the professor?
No, I haven't seen that.
He does like the booster box games, trying to see if he can get the value back. Try to guess the value of his play booster for Foundations. Mind you, he paid $125 for it, or $130 for it.
No, he usually pays like LGS prices for his.
Well, he paid $290 for a collector box, which is lower than that. So either way, we'll say he paid $130. Try to guess how much he pulled from the box, the entire box.
$80.
$33. 30. Okay. It's fucking insane how bad that is.
I mean, if you were watching when I opened the Baldur's Gate box on DJ's channel, paid $99 for it. I think it was $95 plus some shipping or whatever from Louis at Card, whatever kitchen. It's Kitchen Table Magic, I think is what his store is. Anyways, we did it as a favor to him to take off, some unwanted inventory. $21.
Wow, that's impressive.
That was every card over $1.
Yeah,
$21.
Professor only counts everything over $2. Now he did a
$1
opening, and he got $270 back from one that he paid $290 for. That's kind of how I feel. I feel like there should be a plus or minus between the box, 10 or 20%. I'm okay with that, but $33 out of a $130 box is insane to me.
Well, I'll give you a good tool to use there, Elite Podcast, is check out a site called TCG Player. And it's real easy if you're somewhat computer savvy, which you must be a little bit if you're chatting with us here live on a Saturday night. But if you check out TCG Player, if you run across any more, you can price it out, and that's pretty much a good rule of thumb for what something is worth. Now you got to put time in it to sell it, so who knows? Who knows what you got there, Elite Podcast, and like without seeing very specific stuff, I don't know, but good on you. I mean, hey, if it didn't cost you anything, make $2,400, you win.
Yeah, luckily it was sealed. It's fairly simple to check on any website, really. TCG Player, you can just take that and sell to a shop for around 70%, and they'll eat it up. They'll make their margins enough.
But at least you'll know what it's worth, right?
Oh, there's a so Rudy did a secret, or not a secret letter, a Black Friday sale.
Oh, did he?
I don't know if you heard about that.
I have not. So this is the first time I'm hearing of it.
I hem-hawed over it a little bit, trying to decide whether I wanted to buy it. It seemed the way that he was doing it was like the very Rudy thing to do. Like he like announced it, and it looked like fairly simple at its face. So I was kind of like, it doesn't really look like something I really want. But like the way that he labeled it, let me pull it up. I kind of did some speculating, and I did end up deciding to buy one. So this is the secret lair. So it's I don't know if I can like open image in a new tab. So it's the two of these playmats. There's Arabian Nights, and then I don't actually know which one this one. This one's like maybe the Weird Invocations or something like that. I did like a
Well, it's
quick
got a
search.
bunch of different things on it from, and so does that one. I mean, this is
I did a search on
randomness.
this sold listings on for this Arabian. This is Arabian Nights exclusive playmat. Sold listings on this one on eBay were around 200. So I was like, okay, that's pretty good. And then I didn't look. I didn't even bother looking up this one because if that one's selling for 200, this one's older, I think. So this one's probably selling for 100 or 200. The sale was 249 shipped for one of them. But it also comes with two. The way that they're worded here, I don't know if I can like. They're called two cards graded in PCG. Why can't I like drag this around? What is happening?
I don't know, but you're rocking it at the moment.
There we go. So it's two cards, two magic cards, random magic cards that are PCG graded. One of them says worthless game pieces, Gemmint 10, question mark, and this one says worthless game piece 9, 9.599. So it's just two. All cards are graded between 2.0 and 9.5, which is crazy to me. It's such a weird thing. But like as he was like releasing like the sales numbers, he'd be like 50% sold, nothing special there. Then he said, I forgot to mention something about the cruel summer of 2022-2023 magic boxes, which is like a weird thing to say in the middle of your magic sale. And the cruel summer of 2022 is just a link to some like song. Do you know who this is? Legendary Summertime Sadness by Lana Del Rey. I don't know if this is like I don't know. It's a song. And then the last one was, I'm so sorry when I forgot to mention something. There are 4 redemption PCG Taco Bell packets in slabs, and then you get between the 4 sauce packets. If you check the back of your slab, there's redemptions for sealed boxes. I don't know. This is like a complete Rudy sale. Like it's so like. I don't even know. It was such a weird thing, but I literally only bought it because I do like the playmats. I have one of these Arabian playmats already. They're like oversized. They're 42 by 28, and I liked the playmats. I figure one of them will probably sell or pay for almost the entire thing. And I've never seen the PCG slabs in person, and I don't own any slabbed cards, so it'll be very interesting to see if I get anything.
Yeah,
with
I'm not a big slab person. I don't have any. I don't own any slab cards either. Out of all the stuff that I got, I own no graded cards.
I would have figured you'd had one or two, but yeah, if you don't,
Nope.
if you can't really use them, which is kind of silly.
No, I always want to be able to go grab the real deal, shove it into a sleeve, and put it in a deck if I wanted.
Like Antiquities playmat,
Which is also funny enough, you know. So I already got my big Christmas gift early. Got it yesterday. Sherry bought me a brand new PC. And I'm still struggling. You know, like I wanted to put it down here to make this streaming experience better, but I don't want to live in the basement. Yeah. So we're kind of hemming and hawing on what to do with it. But it's a nice PC. So that's my big Christmas gift already. But what's funny, I don't like slab cards, so I don't really care to get any like Power 9, right? I don't. First off, what am I going to ever play Power 9 in? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I can't imagine I would ever play Power 9 in anything, and if I do, I'll just proxy it, but I can't imagine playing anything Power 9. Secondly, I don't break out my collection to, like, show off often. I don't take it to trade shows. It never leaves my shelves, and only people like you, BBD, and Pat have ever seen my collection. It's not for flexing. I don't have it on walls behind me to, you know, show off my stuff to people. You know, you either take me for my word or not.
I like my display. I like it.
So I don't. I'm just talking about like like my M30 boxes and my Ice Age stuff, and I just I don't flex with it. So I don't see the point of having a slab card, right? I don't even know where I would store it. I'd have to come up with slab storage.
My only thing for
I don't want
slab
them.
cards is they're authenticated. So like it's less risky to buy like a Power 9 or buy like a Gaia's Cradle or whatever. I'd rather have it graded so I 100%
know
know
how
it's
to
legit.
spot fakes.
I
So
know, but I'd still would rather have it. And I know that there are even fake cards in slabs. That even that sometimes happens, very rarely, but it can happen.
so I would never. Anyways, I don't need them. I won't buy them. I don't want them. And good for the people.
I'd rather buy one in slab than break it out. To be honest,
I'm glad that. Well, I wouldn't want to pay that extra premium. I'm glad that people like Dual Brain have that whole. I am glad that exists right in the community. I think it's a good and healthy part of the community, just like folks that like misprints. But I'm not a misprint collector. I don't care. What's funny is I've never pitched them either. I don't like alters. I don't like signed cards. So there are all kinds of markets, sub markets. We should do like a show on that at some point, like all the different sub venues within the hobby itself. Not just playing, and there are those that just play. Like I subscribe to a guy named Kebby G, and he plays Arena all the time. I enjoy watching him. If you've never checked him out and you like watching good gameplay, he's a very chill dude. Go give him a look, folks. He's very good at just playing Magic by by proxy. Meaning like I get to enjoy watching him play competitive Magic, and that kind of takes care of it for me. I don't need to play it. I watch him do it, and I'm like, oh, cool. But he doesn't care less. He could care less about like if he came over and saw my collection. He wouldn't be like, ooh, he doesn't like opening cards. He doesn't do all that. He only gets the cards. Kind of like Nikachu, right? Nikachu doesn't like collections and opening cards. He doesn't keep things, and he doesn't buy packs and crack them. But you need those folks that are just the purest players, that they don't really care much about the value of cards other than what it costs them to go play tournaments. So I enjoy that, being in the community as well. I think a healthy community supports all kinds. The only kind I think that hurt the community are the scalpers, the ones that make the experience like the Secret Lair that happened with Marvel and other online purchase events. Are the ones that they have no job, so they just go in, and anytime they stock the shelves at a Target, they already know the dude that's there from distribution. The dude calls them on the way, says, hey, I'm about to stock the shelves with your next Pokemon thing. And so a reasonable person that has a job can't go to Target and get the newest Pokemon because some scalper flipper already raked the shelves dry before the product was even available. Happened with Lorcana. And I think that's unhealthy for any TCG, right? It needs to exist on the shelves long enough for the average person that's going to play it, give it a try to get into it. It has to exist on the shelf for a time. So the scalpers hurt that.
The Walmart near me had like 2 things of Pokemon on the shelf, and they're not. It was like a tin. There was 1 tin. I don't remember any packs, but there were like kind of like the holidays tins or something like that for Pokemon. And then Lorcana had like 1 tray of Shimmering Skies. Even Magic was like sold out too. Magic had like, I think it was just. I feel like it was just Markov Manor, which was weird because it's like old as hell, and I don't think they can get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see where Markov Manor goes. I mean, there's some decent cards in Markov Manor.
Yeah, the set overall was just kind of a flop.
It's kind of like chasing the herd because even, I mean, let's look at, we should. Can you pull it up? Pull up TCG Player. Let's go through sets that people over the last few years have called terrible sets, and let's look at the best cards in those terrible sets. Like starting with, why don't we pick with like probably one of the worst ones in the past 5 years? with Strixhaven. But there are even some good cards in Strixhaven, folks. You know, and most sets, I'm going to tell you this right now, going back historically, and you look in a lot of sets, they have terrible cards in them. Like, if you look, most of them only have 4 or 5, at best, decent cards. Most of them only have 1 money card. If you go check out sets on Echo MTG. But
well, I already have Markov Manor up, so I figure we can check this one first. Can I get?
I
two
mean, I wouldn't
cards out
go
there?
with like
Sure.
the special versions because these don't really count. These are
I
not
don't-
really
I don't
truly
know how to.
available.
I don't know how to take those out.
Well, let's
We can go normal.
just kind of scroll down. You could go highest. Yeah. Get rid of out of stock, first of all.
Where do you see out of stock?
Do you see the ones down there that say out of stock? You can filter out of stock somehow. Yeah, hide out of stock right there.
It didn't do that. Well, anyway.
Okay,
So
cool.
Downey $20 for like the standard normal version. Under these lands, these surveil lands, those are a pretty big hit from Karlov Manor. Those are probably carrying the set, to be honest.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you look, that's $17.50 for the
$17.
regular version. That's up there with like a Triome, man.
Yeah, 17 for the blue white one.
Vein Ripper, very good card. Always going to be a very good card. I hate the art. I hate those borders. I think that's probably what really did it. The showcase are just so bad.
These the file.
Yeah, it's just terrible. It looks bad. It's not an appealing looking card. Yeah, bro. How do you even know that's a black card? You know, like from across the table. Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't love it.
That's
These
terrible.
these big full art lands look nice. I like these.
Oh, but okay. Again, back to the flart. You know, flarts are good. But
Yeah.
again, like, okay, so Markov Manor, you can say it's terrible, but I've already seen at least 10 cards that are above $5.
Yeah, and the boxes are not too super expensive. They're 108 right now on TCG. We're still looking at many things. I don't know. You can't get any of these like special versions, so you do reduce some of it, but we're still above. We're just not.
Yeah, but you
hitting
still have
less than
all the
$5.
lands. Right?
Yeah,
so
the
you
whole
got at
land
least 10
cycle.
cards above $5, folks. And I'm not talking about just from the special version. Archdruid Charm, that's a baller of a card.
It's a really good card, yeah.
War Leader's Call, I love that card. And
I
I'm going
love
to tell
this
you,
art.
Leyline of the Guild Pact,
This art
that's
is
such a good card, dude.
Super good card. All right, so if we're going to, I'm gonna make this big for a second so I can actually.
Now, Strixhaven's going to be a little rougher. I'm just going to let you know already. Minus the what's it called? The special archives. The
Can I not? Oh, it's not on. I don't know how to get past. I've never known how to navigate TCG Player. Once it goes past the latest sets, I don't know how to get to it.
Go up there, up top.
Can I just type in Strixhaven?
Whoa. No, all you had to do was change the set. There's a filter for the sets. All right, just shop all. And then there's filters once you get... Whoa.
There's no filters. That's what I'm saying.
Here, you want me to navigate? I'll navigate. Mystical Archives. Thank you, Justin B. Ding, ding. You're the winner of my affection for the next 5 seconds. I appreciate that, sir. And you're correct. Mystical Archives. That was... do you want me to navigate? I don't care.
So you don't want the archives. You just want the normal one.
Just the regular set. Yeah. And you can just do cards. You can get rid of the. There's a type. Yeah, product type cards. I just want to kind of like show. Oof. Are these organized? Price high to low. Ooh. Woo! Folks, Strixhaven is hurting. But I've always loved the Wandering Archaic. If you've ever played him in a deck, he's a very, very good card. I don't know about Professor Onyx. I don't think Professor Onyx is all that stellar.
I
Oh,
don't, I
okay,
don't
because those are
100%
showing the
remember.
listings, but they're not showing the. Yeah, it's rough.
Whenever you cast,
A 6 casting cost, 5 loyalty planeswalker.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's not great. Her ultimate doesn't do enough to be scary, and it takes
it's her
4 turns
static
to go.
ability that might
Yeah,
win
the
you a
mage cast
game.
is interesting.
Like,
In the right, in the
what
right
are
deck, at
storms?
least.
What are storms colors?
Blue, red, green. Timur. She's Timur.
Okay, yeah, okay. It's a combo card, but otherwise not great. Silver
Yeah,
Quill is
it's
awesome if you can get it into play.
it's weird because they're saying that like, yeah, these prices are weird. What's happening? My guess is, I think I know how to fix this. My guess is I need to go condition near mint.
No, it's not. It's not about the conditions
But
because people will list
they're
them.
saying there's an 81-cent listing, but when I click on it, there's not. So why is
Right.
it showing as 81 cents?
I don't know.
It's
The
$5.
TCG doing TCG things, but I
Even
mean
the
that's a
TCG
great card
listing
if you can get it out into play.
is not that. So it's okay. So I guess we have to look at the market price to get a better
Yeah,
idea.
but
So we
even
got 1,
still,
2, 3,
but
4,
that's the
5,
extended
6,
art one.
7,
Like
8.
I don't want to look at the extended art
Well,
prices.
these are in the play boosters. These are fine.
And I'm not
I guess
really.
there's
There's no play
draft.
boosters, first of
Yeah,
all.
there's a draft back then.
Uh, however, the thing is, I wanted to look at like how good the cards are. That Wandering Archaic is baller. If you've ever played in a commander deck,
I've
that's a good
tried
card.
running it a couple times and it's never done anything. It's literally done nothing. So it probably has times where it shines, but it's never done anything. So
Well, and
I
the
don't
fact
have
that it's
any.
colorless, I think it's not an auto include, but it's a good card.
Yeah,
Certainly worthy of having in your collection. Um,
I mean,
but yeah,
Archimage
this
Veritas is
is the
really good.
roughest, right? And people didn't whine and complain about
Culling
Strixhaven too
Ritual is
much.
solid. Kakalith Power is good for those really good burn decks. Belladross Witherbloom, my buddy plays this deck. This deck can be really, really powerful. You pay 10 life on tap all your lands, and you can do that once each turn. Like that's pretty good when you like he provides ways to gain life basically. He gives little like pests that whenever they die you gain a life and drain people. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's some good cards. All these snarl lands, all the snarl lands are pretty decent. They're not good
Yep.
value, but they're decent.
Now there's some other great cards in the commander deck from this set that don't show up here. You have the Ink Shield is a great card.
I always
You
think I
have
want to play Ink Shield, and then I never find a deck to play it in. Mainly because you have to keep up
yeah, but
5
if you ever
mana.
end up with it in your hand, you're like, okay, it's a good card when you have it. It's hard to put in because you're like, oh, there's so many better cards. But then when you actually have one in your hand, it plays very well.
Maybe you have to sit there for however many turns it takes somebody to attack you to pay off. It's 5 mana. It's a bit expensive. It's game changing, but like if they never attack you with enough things to make it worth a damn, then you're just constantly holding up 5 mana for nothing and doing nothing. And then they're gonna be like, "Why aren't you playing anything?" I'm like, "All right, well, he's holding something up." And if it gets countered, you're just dead. I don't know. I think it's a very niche card.
And it's yeah, I mean, it people generally don't just ping you one at a time, right? Usually it's big combo.
Oh yeah, even
I
if they hit you
win
for
for smacking you for 800.
you're
Okay,
still getting what 16 2-1s or something like that, or is it just maybe 8 2-1s flying? It's still pretty good, but it's just like I said, it's difficult to pay off. All right, what other set?
well, that was the worst. I wanted to start with the worst. You started with Markov Manor, which we already
Yeah, but
showed
Markov
is not
Matter is the
nearly.
most recent. Yeah, but Markov Matter is the most recent one that's like people are poo pooing on, like it was like shit. But it actually has a lot
Okay,
of good
well
cards.
we'll work our way backwards.
Baldur's
But
Gate. Baldur's Gate's another one.
Baldur's Gate has got some lands in it that make it worthwhile.
Oh, Copper Dragon. That's right.
Yeah, I have
Crazy
yet
that
to
it's
see
still
him make a
$55.
deck. I've never seen him in a deck.
I've used them. It's good, but it's just the rolling of the D20 sucks. I'd rather just get like the green one's better than the red. The green one, this guy here, You just straight up get. Oh, it isn't actually no. This isn't. I'm not even thinking of the. This isn't even the right one. This is
You're
the
thinking of
rolling
Old
pack.
Gnawbone.
Yeah, yeah. Old Gnawbone. I'd rather just play Old Gnawbone.
Me too, but
Which
I
I
mean,
do
you're
play
talking
Old
about red
Gnawbone.
versus green.
Yeah, but they both make treasures. Is my connection.
Okay, agreed.
They both make actually Old Gnawbone's even better because it makes any creature that deals combat damage, not just Old Gnawbone.
The only
Doesn't just
problem you
restrict
have
particular works.
with these dragons is I didn't get a single one in an entire box. Not even the worst dragon. Didn't get one.
I got some. I think I got this one. This gold one or whatever. This version here. I sold it, so I don't have it anymore. It's still crazy to me that this price.
But if keep going down and let's look at the regular versions, not any of the fancy versions. So $55 is the highest one, but it's a decent card. I wouldn't say it's great. I think all the dragons after that get much less good.
I really wish I could change what fucking version shows up here. This is like not enough. There's not enough filters.
I don't know what to tell you.
Like in my head, I think card type, and I want to see like base set. That's what I want to see.
Sure.
But I don't see.
And
that
you could
at
see
all.
that on Echo MTG.
All right. Anyways, so we got all the dragons. All the dragons, they're well over $10 a piece, no matter what version you look at. Almost $20 a piece minimum. So that's good. Jessica's Will, yeah, that's a banger card. 18.
But that's not in the set. That's in the commander deck.
How do you know?
Hmm?
Zelix is
Because
a
I
good
know,
one.
and if you click on the card, it'll show you in the bottom. And I think the symbol type is also different.
It just says CLB 799. I guess the 700 would be a good indication.
Yeah, that's in the precon. That was the first reprint of Jessica's Will.
Yeah, Zelix Sanity Flare. Why is he so expensive right now?
I think he's also in the
652.
Nope, he's in the regular set.
There's no listings for him right now? What the heck? Did somebody buy this card out? What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, and there's no listings that match your.
So in other words, he's hard to get your hands on. That's why he's a
There's no near
rarity
mint?
print, and he gets reprinted. Bye bye. But I mean, obviously a good card.
Yeah. Passionate.
Never even heard about the
Archaeologist.
passionate archaeologist. That must be in the commander decks.
633 sounds right. Commander creatures you own have whenever you cast a spell from exile, this creature deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to target opponent. Yeah, that's very good.
For 2? Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
that's very cheap. For specific commanders that care about that, like Prosper Tomebound would love that card. Displacer Kitten. Oh,
Displacer
yeah,
Kitten. There you go. That's the golden child of this box.
Yeah.
But wow, that was a very expensive
$10.
card once upon a time.
Yeah. Ancient Gold Dragon. So the lands as well. This set's actually banger. It's a banger set. I always thought it was a banger set. I never poo-pooed on it, but the people that poo-pooed on it were like, it's not commander.
The Grim
Legends.
Hireling. That's a good one.
Yeah, Grim Hireling's really good. Mindcrank's solid. That's a good reprint. That's an uncommon. $8, $12. Battle Angels of Tyr. It's first printing, I think, of that, and that one's oh yeah, because they introduced the Myriad mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Delayed best fireball. Yeah, so that's a good set. So what other sets?
Well, let's think about the ones that people shit on. You know what I mean? So let's take a
Crimson
look at. Hold on. The afterbirth.
Aftermath. That's gonna be good though. Actually, people shit on it, but I don't think they're. I think they're smoking something. There's a couple cards that are worth good money. So yeah, like Nissa's $20-$25. You have to remember the set's so small. The odds of pulling
You're probably
going
to
to
pull like 3 of her in a box.
Yeah, and the boxes are like $50. I don't know if they still are, but they were. Can I like?
No, they've gone up. But yeah, you didn't have to do that. No, go back. Wait, you could.
I'm looking up the boxes.
I know. All you had to do was just go back and pick instead of just cards. You could have picked cards and sealed.
No, because I have so many filters and it's messing it up. $65.
So I would say you're probably not going to get hurt. The likelihood of not pulling any Nissas in there is going to be pretty low.
Any version of Nissa is $20. How many packs? 24, I think. Yeah, 24 packs. But you're only
Just remember, there's
getting
only
5 cards per
five
pack.
cards per pack. So those
1 to 3
boxes are
cards of
really,
rarity
really
rare.
tiny.
Well, you get 3 rares a pack. So the odds of not pulling an Issa seems, at least one, seems low for a whole box.
Mm-hmm.
But what other ones you got?
Well, keep going down because there's other stuff like the Obnix.
Yeah, Obnixilus, that's a
Isn't
good one.
terrible. I mean, it's a good card. It's a very playable card. And there's
Sigarda,
more if we
yeah.
keep going down a little bit.
Yeah, Calyx, he's a good one as well. Karn, I don't know who. I've never seen anybody use it.
Karn,
but
I think that's it. I think that's only in the collector boxes.
It don't even have a number on it. It's weird. Yeah, but Calyx Guide by Fate, that's a solid card. $7 to $8, maybe 10. This is one of the cards that I want to make. I might make a mono red version of this deck.
Plarg and Nasari.
Yeah, it just seems fun. Every upkeep, you just get the exile cards from everybody's library until they hit a non-land card, and you get to choose 2 of them to cast for free every turn. Just seems solid.
But again, it's another box.
Well, yeah, Tranquil
you're looking
Throwback,
at
$8.
I mean, you're not going to get these special versions of them. Like, I agree with you. I wish you could see just the base versions of them. But I mean, you're likely to pull multiples of those. So again, I think there's not just financial value, but just good cards in just about every set that's come out recently. It just gets overshadowed by the hype of super rare polka dotted, triple dippy foils that are serialized with the saliva of the artist. Yeah, here we go. This is kind of where I wanted to culminate, was like a Crimson Vow and Midnight Hunt. People shit on these sets, but Toxrill, wow! If you've never played against Toxrill, you just haven't played.
Yeah, my buddies hate when I play it.
Necro Duality.
Can't stand this one.
Like in a zombie deck, man.
This is one that just makes tokens every time you play a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, for only 4 mana, that's pretty good value there. And blue black.
I don't know about Cultivator Colossus. I've never seen it hit the battlefield against me, but people like it.
I'm surprised it's $13. Whenever it enters, you may put a land from your hand on the battlefield tapped. If you do, draw a card and repeat this process. See, I have a buddy that plays a mono green deck, and he tries to get a bunch of lands into his hand. I wonder if he plays this. He really should if he doesn't.
Yeah, but by the time you get this out, it's 7 mana. How many cards do you have left sitting in your hand with green?
The way he plays his deck, pretty decent chance.
Hallowed Haunting. My God, is this thing beating my face in more than once?
Yeah, I've played it. It's very good. You played in like a Selesnya Enchantment Matters deck, and it pops off pretty dang hard.
Hell, just play it in any Enchantress deck.
$6 to $9.
Right, and then all you have to do is put out some the
token
doublers
are pretty good too. The land cycle.
The land cycle is very, very good.
Yeah, lots of value there.
I don't know about Olivia and Sorin. I've never seen him
strong
hit the battlefield. Oh, but you're about to get to one that just goes in so many decks. Okay.
You get to return stuff from the battle. You get to reanimate stuff for free. The problem is you exile. If you don't control a legendary vampire, you lose the creature. So it becomes. She has no protection, and she's 6 mana. So that's the biggest problem.
But Sorin, Hullbreaker Horror.
Was this the Sorin that was?
That was hundreds of dollars. I wonder what he's dropped to.
You may reveal the card and put it in your hand. If you do, you lose.
Oh, this might be the version that was hundreds of dollars.
This isn't the Sorin that I was thinking of. This isn't the Sorin that puts in a free vampire for Vein Ripper. This is some other Sorin.
But that thing was hundreds of dollars when it first came out. You won't be
Hullbreaker Horror. He's pretty solid. He's a win con in a lot of decks.
It still makes its way into decks.
I don't ever play him because he's annoying.
Okay, but it's a good card. The whole point was the set doesn't just entirely suck. It doesn't have any good cards like Fallen Empires. It has some very playable cards in it.
It falls off pretty hard. But, yeah.
Down at the bottom is the Caretaker.
If it was
Is
$3,
one of my favorite cards to put in a green deck.
this
The
one?
Averbrook Caretaker.
Averbrook?
Oh,
Why?
oh, she's baller, and if you could get her to flip, whoo!
And he said Midnight Hunt was the other one. I remember. I never poo-pooed on either one of these sets. Maybe Crimson Vow a little bit, but I thought they were fine sets. They were fun to open. Mihawk Massacre.
So until this got
Holy
banned,
crap! Look at the drop from $36 to $4. Holy! All right, this might be a bad
and talk about an annoying card though, Lier. And this is the other. What doesn't make sense is this is the other half of that same land cycle. That's in Crimson Vow.
Yeah.
I hate this card.
Spells can't be countered. Each instant sorcery card in your green has flashback. It's pretty nice.
I hate it.
It doesn't bother me at all.
Wow, look at how far Renin 7 has fallen.
$4.
Oh, Adeline, that's another
Yeah, she's
beast of a card.
Base. If she gets unchecked, she creates so many dudes. Lisa, Forgotten Angels as well.
Yeah, she's another super strong one. Poppet Stitcher, I'm not as fond of. Like, I don't know. It just never appealed to me.
What does he transform into? So when he casts instant sorceries, he turns into an artifact. Wait, what? Creatures you control lose all abilities and have base power 3/3. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, I don't know why he's.
That's a downside. I don't want that.
I guess if you play it, again, like I said, I've never been into Poppet Stitcher. That's what I said.
Augur of Autumn, that's a solid card.
Yeah. There's another one I
that's
think that's
nice.
in this set that I love her. It's the Halana and Elena. I put it in a lot of Gruul decks.
Wow, Renin 7, $1.50. Wow.
Yeah, that card.
$4,
it's actually $4, but even still, that was like a $25 card at one point.
Yeah,
But it got reprinted.
it's pretty dang low.
But the Halana and Elena, there's your unnatural growth that you liked.
Yeah, I play this in my my mono green deck. It's quite strong.
But you won't find Halana and Elena on this one. Oh, Arlen, I forgot about her. That was a big one. Jadar is another one that makes it into just about every, like, what is that, like zombie? Is that what it is? Pretty sure.
Well, it makes it. He's a human wizard, but it makes it. He makes us a decayed zombie.
So, I mean, he's a solid card, though, to add to zombie decks. Like, if you have a zombie commander deck, I don't see a deck you're not going to put this guy in.
He's okay. You only get one. There's one that
Sure.
doesn't have every upkeep, but it's fine.
Oh, I love Gisa.
Teferi, who slows the sunset, very strong planeswalker.
Teferi, who annoys the shit out of people on the table.
He's not the one that does that. He doesn't have the static ability that makes things sorcery. He's just a planeswalker. He just untaps stuff. He's just a decent value planeswalker. He's not busted. If you get his ultimate, you untap all permanents you control during each opponent's untap step, and you draw a card during their draw step. That's pretty good. But it takes 4 turns to go off, so. But yeah. Yeah, Midnight
So I'm
Hunt.
just saying that there are cards
Definitely
in all of these sets that people poo-poo on in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
That, I wouldn't discount any specific set. As much as you hear me shit on Magic, it's not about necessarily the game. It's not about even the cards themselves. It's about the management of the game and the IP from Hasbro and WotC. So if the new dude from where he came from, Blizzard, that's in charge of Magic now, that took Cynthia Cox's. Hey, what's up there, Benson?
Yo.
It's the management of Magic that went bad to me over the last 5 years. So coming in to have to turn that ship around, he's got a pretty tough job ahead of him. how do you reinstill faith that's been broken by a company that's still drowning under
I've never heard
under the weight of a
rumors from that.
failing parent company? Like the Hasbro. It's funny because Magic the Gathering is a brand underneath WotC that's a brand underneath Hasbro, right? So it has to satisfy as a game, as an entity. It has to satisfy the failings of two parent companies, one that's barely treading water and the other one that's failing hardcore, right? So, that forces bad decisions on the management of Magic, and that's where I've always had problems with it. Not with the game itself, not with the cards, not even with the sets. I don't particularly care for some of the art styles, but a lot of this is being driven by the finances. So I think it's always a bad idea to kind of let the tail wag the dog. That you're making decisions on a game that are based on the failings of other games or other products. It's not a failing of the game itself. Like, for example, a video game, right?
There you go. Take a bite.
Video games, generally, they don't make bad decisions like, say, Blizzard doesn't make bad decisions for World of Warcraft based off of how Hearthstone's doing or how Diablo 4 is doing, right? So they're kind of isolated that way, whereas they're making bad decisions for Magic based off of how WotC's doing, how Hasbro's doing, for their Peppa Pigs and all the other shit that they do that's terrible. And I think that that's unhealthy for the Magic IP itself.
Was this like a tweet that? Okay, so I guess Elon just
Elon?
said, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about... I don't know where that came from. I'm only assuming that it came from the thought that... I mean, it's probably like some Reddit post. But, like Elon piping up about the comment about Rob Ferguson or whatever his name is. And that people are connecting dots that just might not be there. I haven't heard anything about it. So, hey, if you guys know where there's been any rumor mill, anything solid other than a Reddit or Twitter post by some chuckle schmuck about Elon being interested in buying WotC.
Oh, he tweeted, "How much is Hasbro?" ? That's it.
Yeah, but that could mean a whole lot of things. Like, how much is when you're talking about people like Elon Musk, he's either talking about the stock price or the overall value of the company, and not because he wants to buy it, but just like, shut up, hold my beer. It's not like, how much is it so I can buy that sucker? Like, he's not buying a game company. I'm going to tell you that right now, folks. That's not in his wheelhouse. It serves him in no way.
It definitely wouldn't be impossible for him to do.
But you know what's got... Not sure who would care. Well, a lot of people care about what Elon says. I'm not particularly one of them, though. I do applaud him bashing WotC for bashing Rob Ferguson about the genesis of Dungeons and Dragons. I don't understand why these companies feel that it's okay to buy an IP that's made a lot of money, that has established their business for them, and then go, you suck because you're not woke enough for us, or whatever the hell. Like, then why did you buy it?
Huh. Apparently Musk has an AI game studio.
Okay, cool.
So it somewhat aligns. They're trying to say that it aligns with if they bought Hasbro somehow. I don't know how that aligns, but anyways.
Is it just somebody on Reddit saying this? Like,
This is just some article, GameRant.com. I don't know.
Oh, Gamers Rant.
It's worth noting that Musk asked a similar question about Twitter's value back in 2017, and then 7 years later, he bought it. It remains to be seen what becomes of his potential plans to buy it, but if he does go through with it, the billionaire will gain control of Dungeons & Dragons as well as the higher other profiles like Transformers, Monopoly, Magic the Gathering, Axis, My Little Pony. Wait, Hasbro owns My Little Pony? I guess that makes sense. The timing aligns with Musk's AI game studio objectives as well, but whatever comes out of it will likely not feature crime on a comparable level to Grand Theft Auto 5. I didn't even know Musk was making an AI game studio.
He doesn't have to know the business to know who he has to hire.
Yeah,
I agree,
right
but I would before I would put any credence into this rumor, I would want to see some more solid information rather than people speculating about what
once they if they start meeting and they actually have like offers on the table, then we'll talk about it and get serious.
Okay, then we could talk about it a little more. But until then, it's that's true rumor mill at this point. Not sponsored by Cardboard Conversations at this point yet.
Nope.
We'll believe it when we see more information on it. Benson, if you're referring to Pat is doing family things for the Thanksgiving weekend, so he is out o' town for this weekend. So unfortunately, you just have to put up with those, but only for another 9 minutes, unless you want to purchase a membership and join us in the exclusive members-only stream after this stream. We do it every weekend for at least 30 to 90 minutes.
Yep.
Speaking of Warhammer, I don't remember who it was earlier in the stream, the gentleman that found and paints the Warhammer figurines. In my head, it's made me wonder, just randomly, whatever happened to the Henry Cavill, going to do the live action Warhammer? Does anybody have any more information on that one? I thought that was like a whole thing, but I haven't seen anything in print about that. And I've been looking at like movie trailers as we've been discussing the past few weeks. While I've had time off during the Thanksgiving week here, and I just haven't seen him. He kind of petered out a little, if you will. Like I haven't seen him in anything. He was, the hotness with The Witcher, which didn't The Witcher get nuked?
It sounds right.
And I was very disappointed that this is the second and final season of Arcane. Very much enjoyed that. I guess
they renewed it in April 2024. So, they replaced him. He's not there's a new guy, Liam Hemsworth that's replacing Henry Cavill.
I like Liam Hemsworth, but
I liked Henry Cavill, but he's doing something else, if I remember correctly. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, Warhammer was supposed to be it.
Is that? Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, did you ever finish Arcane?
I have not yet. Still waiting for Miss Sherry Vegas to want to watch it. She's not as much into this season as she was season 1. So we've only gotten, I think, 2 episodes in. But we've got a lot of time off coming up.
I can tell you that the first 6 episodes in my head were perfect. Very few things I can complain about. The last 3 episodes, I feel like they Game of Thrones did. Dude, it gets crazy. There's so much shit happens, and you're just like, I can't keep track. I lost all feeling. I lost all sense of what the hell's happening. It wasn't bad. It was just they try to smash so much because they're not doing an Arcane season 3, so they try to conclude everything all at once, and you can tell that they're very Game of Thrones. It was very progressional. They're building characters. They started introducing characters. You have no idea who they are. I still don't know who some of them are. And they die, and they show them that they die, and then you're just like, who was he? I don't even know who he is. I don't know his name.
Not invested at all. Okay.
Yeah,
it's the dude with the red shirt.
Vi drinking with this guy in an alley. They talk a little bit, and then he shows up a couple other times, and you're like, who is he?
Don't spoil anything.
I didn't. Vi drinking.
Uh-oh.
I mean, anyways.
Uh-oh.
What?
So I don't know what kind of yes, it was a Star Trek reference there, Benson. I don't think Matt gets it. I don't think he's a Star Trek fan. And for those of you that don't know, people that wear red shirts in Star Trek are the nameless faces that just end up dying in that episode. So if they wear a red shirt, they're cannon fodder. That's what red shirt means.
Yeah. I'm aware.
But I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of Magic content coming up here in the next probably 4 to 5 weeks, but we'll try to stay on top of things. So we're going to stray off on more topics of other games. PoE coming up next week?
Yeah, PoE 2, December 6th. So it'll be the date. I'll be probably playing it while we're talking about it, because it'll be like literally like the release night that we're doing the
Also,
podcast.
Diablo 2 Season 9 releasing on the same day. I don't think that's going to compete at all with.
Yeah,
And what's funny when we say
they're doing
compete,
nothing to it.
understand that it is similar crowds because they're both. I guess you could call them action RPGs, right? So they are head to head. I just think it's a bad idea that they released the season. If they were smart at Diablo 2
afterwards.
No, they would have done it like a few days before. Like December 3rd, right?
Like, trying to release on the same day is stupid. And then Rob Ferguson released he did a tweet about basically stating that I wonder when they're going to start calling games Diablo-like instead of, like, because there's like Souls-like. He's like, I wonder when they're start calling things like Diablo-like, basically insinuating that PoE 2 is a clone of Diablo. It's like, dude, Path of Exile has revolutionized the genre way further than any of Diablo 3 or 4. Diablo 2
well,
was
but that would be calling MMOs Ultima-like.
Or WoW, well, I guess, or EverQuest-like.
No, because Ultima was before EverQuest.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never played Ultima.
Yeah, that came out. That beat both of them to the punch. But that's what I'm saying. It would be like saying, oh, because they're the first one of the genre, you have to label it that. I don't think so.
It's literally like a day after the announcement that he posted that. And what's kind of shitty about that, it just shows how bad of a company that Blizzard is that the day that, I think it was like the announcement of Diablo 4, Path of Exile tweeted on their Twitter saying, really excited for another action RPG in the genre. Hope the launch goes well, Diablo 4, and they like added Blizzard. And then you got the salty ass fucking Diablo 4 devs that are just like bashing, semi bashing PoE 2's launch.
Well, like I'll be very curious to. When do they cut off the early access? That, like, are they going to cut off like the day that it releases?
No, you'll be able to buy it forever, like until it's out of fully launch. There's no limitation. There's no reason to rush to buy it now. Like, I already got my key, but mine was free because I paid many thousands of dollars to them.
Yeah, no,
which is cool. They're supporting their supporters that have supported them. I like that.
I'm willing to wait on that one because I just don't like it. For those that don't know Dark Souls, it's very much a die over and over and over again, grindingly. What's the other one that's like that? The Elden Ring was another one that was like that.
Yeah, Elden Ring. Yeah.
And I'm just not into the like having to prove how like I don't want to do that. I'm an old guy that gets off work and just wants to relax playing video games without trying too hard, right? And if it is that hard, it's not for me. I'm not saying it's not for people, it's just not for me.
But I feel like Diablo 2 is not an easy game. Like base vanilla Diablo 2, not super easy. You get to hell and you're like constantly getting your ass bashed in by immune monsters. Like, it's not easy. The amount of times you get one shot in that game is like ridiculous if you don't have.
Well, but you got to do like it's a progression, right? And that's the way.
And you don't even have the tools to like dodge the shit. You just like, oh, you got body block. Oh, you're dead. I don't know.
Well, that's why you build a paladin first, because the paladin has magic damage, which there's nobody that's really immune to magic damage with the hammers. So there's also other things that you can do. The immunities you can overcome in a multitude of ways.
Not early on. The game feels terrible early on to me, but I like the mod.
No, paladins have hammers early on.
I know.
And so you go through with them until you can get.
You're forced to play a single class out of the 8 that there are because.
No. Because then you just buy the wands that break immunities.
Yeah.
You just have to play it with the tools that they give you.
I've done it.
It's not straight up.
It feels terrible. It feels dated and old. I don't like it. But the mods for them, I love it.
Look, and I'm playing. Actually, that's what I've been playing over the whole holiday week. I've been playing on your recommendation. On your recommendation, it's time, folks. Sorry, if you want to hear the rest of that sentence, you're going to have to join us as a member. Just $1 a month. And with that, thank you, everybody, for showing up this week in the audience. We will be here again next week. We should be rejoined by Pat and get some updates from him. We're going to continue to scrape the interwebs for Magic content and news and deals and other games. So stay tuned next week, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's right. Come on down. Time capsule. We'll see you in just a minute.
thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see if you're coming to the other channel. See you, or not the other channel, the other cast. We'll see you shortly.
Members only.
Let me give you the link.
Oh yeah, put the link in. God, we need to start doing that.
I mean, I'm doing it. I'm not like I'm forgetting. I'm doing it. It's just going to take me 30 seconds while I'm frantically running to the.
I'm saying we need Nightbot. We got to put it in Nightbot, right?
Nah, I'd have to update it. Well, I mean, I guess I could update it each week. It's not hard to do. Copy share.
All right, so you're getting bonus content in here of us just trying to put the link in.
Boom! I got the link.
All right, folks.
There it is.
Peace. We'll see you
Later.